There was this study by Sadaka Law. It talked about tea brands that were found to contain pesticides and heavy metals. Studies have shown Lipton contains chemicals and pesticides in the tea bags. You shouldn't be consuming any pesticides, and the fact that we're getting pesticides from our tea, it's this toxic overload, you guys. It's this burden. Like, wherever you can decrease this burden of pesticides, glyphosate, forever chemicals, preservatives, like, you want to do that. You're listening to Wake Up and Read the Labels, your guide to eating simple and feeling good. If you want to eat clean and feel your best, guess what? You're in the right place. Each week, we talk about ingredients that may be holding you back from feeling your best. We also talk to some brands that are going against the grain and actually using real ingredients we can recognize. Plus, we're sharing stories with people who are just like you, who actually woke up and read the labels. Welcome to Wake Up and Read the Labels podcast. If you started your day off with tea, well, you're going to want to listen to this podcast today. We're going to dive into the toxic teas to avoid. And yes, it's some of the most common brands that you're finding on your grocery aisles. But I want you to know exactly what's in your tea, how it could be harming you, and which teas you should be looking for. My name is Jen Smiley, the host here at Wake Up and Read the Labels. I did this piece of content when I traveled to Kawaii, which is an island in Hawaii. About a year and a half ago, I went and saw a place called Kawaii Pharmacy, spelled Farmacy. And it is a farm started by two people who lived here in the States, and they just got sick and tired of working this 9-to-5 job. And they were like, you know what? We're going to buy a piece of land in Hawaii. We're escaping reality, and we are going to just grow plants. You guys, I've never seen such a beautiful citrus plant before. It was incredible. And you could walk up to all these different plants and they tell you, okay, you can eat this, you can eat that. But we were eating things called moringa, tulsi. You could see they were taking cacao beans and like drying them out. There were people sitting on these like wooden porches with these hand woven baskets, picking thyme and picking herbs. And it was just so beautiful and so peaceful. And it was a gentle reminder that, like, this is how tea should be made, right? Except here in America, big food takes over and they put, harmful tea bags that are laced with certain things. They are using not high quality teas, and we are ultimately suffering from it. Clean eating is confusing. Let's make it simple. I got you covered with my new Read the Labels app. Just head to the App Store, search for Read the Labels app, and start scanning your groceries to see if they're clean or not clean. There was this study that I found online by Sadaka Law, and it talked about tea brands that were found to contain pesticides and heavy metals, okay? Some of these samples with this study showed that Lipton tea, okay? A lot of us grew up drinking Lipton tea, did we not? And if you look at the box of Lipton tea, it says that it can help support a healthy heart, and it's the American Heart Association. We should already know that the American Heart Association is a bunch of lobbyists that are paying, to put these things on our food to make us think it's healthier. But studies have shown Lipton contains chemicals and pesticides in the tea bags. Another popular brand is Twinings. Yes, Twinings. And then another one, the other ones aren't very popular, so we're going to stick with those. I did put on my Instagram, there were 8 popular tea bag companies that contain illegal amounts of deadly pesticides. You shouldn't be consuming any pesticides. And the fact that we're getting pesticides from our tea, we're getting pesticides from our, carbonated water, you're getting it, forever chemicals, it's this toxic overload, you guys. It's this burden. Like, wherever you can decrease this burden of pesticides, glyphosate, forever chemicals, preservatives, like, you want to do that. So if tea is one place You want to make sure that you're not eating harmful tea. Okay. Another brand was Celestial. Okay. It says non-GMO on it, and it's lemon zinger. And it's got it actually has a beautiful looking Hawaiian island on the package. If you look at it with a lemon. Okay. Hold the phone here. These ingredients say hibiscus, orange peel, roasted chicory, rose hips, lemongrass, lemon peel. All sound great. Yes, this is good. However, now you're dealing with natural lemon flavor with other natural flavors and citric acid. Okay. That goes to show you that if a company, a tea company in particular, because that's what we're talking about, they're using a natural flavor and they're using a citric acid. Do you think that this company is going source out really high quality teas? They're like, oh yeah, let's get the best hibiscus. Let's get the best rose hips, but let's also put some crappy natural flavors and crappy citric acid in it. No, you have to think about, I always tell people, you are what you're around, right? You are what you surround yourself with. So the fact that these companies are using citric acid and natural flavors, you have to assume that the other ingredients in that tea bag are not high quality. You're not going to find an ethical brand that has big, huge, tall standards for their ingredients, and they're sourcing it from just the best of the best, but they're also going to, swing the other way and put citric acid and natural flavors in there. That's not gonna happen, okay? Are you wanting to eat better, but this clean eating thing's just a bit overwhelming? Maybe you just don't know what to cook, or you don't know how to find the clean product swaps at the grocery store. Well, I want to make this simple for you. You can get clean swaps and an anti-inflammatory recipe delivered to your inbox every Saturday by going to thelabelletter.com. So you want to make sure that when you are looking for teas, you want to make sure that it's been tested for heavy metals and pesticides, okay? Because you want to buy tea safely, right? Loose leaf tea over bagged is going to be way better because who knows what's in those bags? Those are plastics a lot of times. Other times they can be things that don't break down as much in your hot water, but they make beautiful tea steepers. My favorite tea, my favorite tea brand, like a tea maker, is Breville, Breville. So easy. You just put your tea in this little canister or a basket, they call it. And then you press, are you having green tea or having black tea or having herbal tea? And then do you want it mild? Do you want it strong? And it will know the exact temperature of the water and the exact time to steep it. So it comes out perfectly every time. So loose leaf tea generally is not going to contain harmful chemicals or be contaminated with pesticides, okay? You get to limit your exposure to chemicals. You get to limit your exposure to unwanted carcinogens. Also, check with your tea brands. Are they organic? Organic is best. That way, if you're at the grocery store, start reading the labels or start scanning with the Read the Labels app. Organic is going to be your better option. Get one without any natural flavors. Get some without citric acid, okay? Make sure that there's no added flavors. You don't want added flavors, okay? So my favorite, like I said, is Kawaii Pharmacy. There's another one called Your Tea, Yourtea. I'm getting ready to do a podcast with them, but it's really cool. You can go on their website. I think they're more geared towards women, which if you're listening to this podcast, 85% of my following is women. But love you too, man. Woo! Anyway, so what I want to say is Your Tea, you go pick out your symptoms because tea has medicinal benefits. Turmeric in your tea can help with inflammation. And Tulsi and Moringa, these are different herbs and plants that help balance women's hormones, okay? So at Your Tea, you can pick exactly what you're going through. Are you going through thyroid? Are you going through abdominal pains? Are you going through bloating? Are you going through fatigue? Are you going through PCOS? Whatever your symptoms are, it will curate the tea for you. It'll show you exactly which blend of tea you should be getting. Okay. Best tips for teas though. You want to, when they're making teas, a company, okay, I know at Kawaii Pharmacy, they have mineral rich soil. They take pride in their soil. That is where the nutrients of your tea are coming from. So if you find a tea grown in this either massive, plant or this massive farm where they're spraying things on the soil, it's literally killing all the vitamins and all the medicinal uses of your tea. Okay. So you want to make sure it's a mineral rich soil. So knowing the tea farmer is a good thing. That's going to give you diverse vitamins and minerals in your tea. Plus moringa and tulsi, they have tons of iron and calcium. Okay. That's what those leaves contain. So you guys, make sure you're reading your tea. I always tell people if it's a popular tea brand or if it's just a popular brand at the grocery store, be skeptical. If America's doing it, it's probably not good for you, right? So organic is best. Loose leaf tea is best. Looking up Kawaii Pharmacy or your tea is going to be good. There's another one called, let me look this up. It's like Zulanga tea. They've sent me theirs. Maybe it's Zeolong. I know my husband loves oolong tea. It's a lot of caffeine. I think it's called Zeolong. Yeah, Zealong. That's another really good one. That tea. Go to your local farmer's market. A lot of times there is some tea connoisseurs. They'll tell you how they grow their tea, and all those things. And you can find some really good stuff. Okay. So toxic teas to avoid. Now you know what to look for. Now you know some brands. Go to Read the Labels app to scan your teas and find out what's clean and not clean. And that is all for today. Happy tea, happy drinking, happy day. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks for listening to this episode of Wake Up and Read the Labels. If you like this episode, guess what? We want you to share it. We'd love that. Share it with a friend and leave us a review. You can subscribe in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or really wherever you're listening to your podcast. For more information, visit us at wakeupandreadthelabels.com.